Do 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 do. Ma na ma ma na ma. Do 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 do. La la la, lock the door. Of angel music out in chains. And I ask you, can you break the pain of those who lost? Can you call the song of the sorrow? Tears of blood. Can you watch the tears of a broken world falling down upon the earth, falling down? I messed up all the lyrics to that song. Hey y'all, time for more Xenogears. Slow painful with toxic spikes. Indeed. Indeed. I'll be right back. Give me one moment. The song I was singing at the beginning of the stream was actually the main vocal song of Xenogears. So it's not actually in game. There are two vocal songs in Xenogears. There's a vocal song at the very end for the credits, and then there's another vocal song that's never actually played in game, but it's in the game's files. In the game's files, there is another song on the soundtrack, sung by the same singer who does the ending song. Joanne Hogg, the same person who did Future Awaits, from the ending song of Future Redeemed, sings both of the songs in this game. So, yeah, it's actually the world map theme with lyrics. It's called Star of Tears, I believe is the name of it. And it comes with a whole movie sequence playing with it. I would recommend looking it up because you'll probably watch the movie sequence and that contains some spoilers, but if you can go and look up a version of the song that doesn't have the movie associated with it, that's just the song, which you probably can, it's probably somewhere, go look up Star of Tears. It's effectively the main theme of this game because the world map theme is the main theme of the game, kind of. Between this or Distant Promise, the music box theme. Could have had my toxic packs with Baneful Bunker instead of Protect, the added effect of poison the opponent if they make contact. But I went with Protect so I could have the poison the opponent. Alright. Fair enough. So, I gotta be honest, I did not actually grind for death blows. I did not do any of that. So, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of that now. Kind of just on the way to the Goliath factory. Hopefully, nope, we are not encountering any gear-type enemies, but those are the easiest ones to grind death blows on. Which is not necessarily what I wanted, but sure. We still do combos on these. It's the frogs! Not giving Ellie a turn here? So Ellie really doesn't need death blows. But I want to unlock them anyway because it's one of my goals in this playthrough to unlock all the death blows in the game. Ellie is an ether user, so she really doesn't need death blows. Nor does she even need death blows for her gear, because again, she's an ether user for her gear as well. Her gear is an ether gear as well, so she really doesn't need death blows. I'm grinding them here anyway. Her physical attacks are not very strong. Her physical attack stat is pretty low. Anima Burn. That is a new ether attack. I believe I believe at this level she's getting like the better versions of her base ether attacks, the ones that she had when we encountered her in because of Border. Here's where danger begins. Yeah, we can't quite go over here. This is where we would be able to meet up with Ave. Or we would be able to go back to Ave. That's where we fought Vanderkamp's fleet along that border. We gotta head north. That border is very dangerous. We are headed to Ave, but that border area is very dangerous still. Can't use death blows on these, of course. So I'll just run. Fuck this. I know there are gear type enemies around here because you can use your gear. So I just need to encounter some gear type enemies. And I guess I'll put like Sighton in his gear and then have Faye and Ellie just grind up for some death blows. Nope. More of these. Using this battle to just build up our X attacks. Oh yeah, Stormtrooper aim. Yeah, her dexterity is not very high. But she doesn't really need to have high dexterity again because she's an ether user. But still, we'll unlock some death blows on her. That is too damn fast. Come on, Ellie. Ellie's ground speed is pretty slow too. No! Titan attack twice. Damn it. Ah. Rankin Screamer! There we go. To end Terror Storm. You got some death blows. We're still not getting a death blow on Faye, which is annoying. Guess we're somewhere close to that. I won't spend too much time death blow grinding here. We will have chances to do it later. I promise I will do some off-screen at some point. Just been busy recently. Been playing Sea of Stars. I had a really busy weekend. Went to a football game. Hung out with some friends. Did a lot of homework. Yeah. Don't really have a whole lot of time. At some point I will. I will spend a little bit of time here. And while I'm doing this, feel free to watch. I'm going to mute my commentary, because I'm going to eat some pizza. Oh, here's Rankin. We'll go to the Goliath Factory once Ellie has one more death blow. But the Goliath Factory is just up here. It's on this upper peninsula of Kislev. I've just come to accept at this point that Titan will always be ahead because he's just so fast. Always be ahead in death blows. Sometimes he gets to attack twice as fast as everyone else. Twice as often. They learn a new death blow. I'm not going to show it on these because I wanted random death blows, but we'll get to show it later. Alright, I'm just gonna have Ellie finish this one off. And I need her specifically to fill up that blow. See, Titan got to attack twice. Her damage is so small. At least this is getting her a lot of death blow experience. Armored Frog from Earthbound. Frames? Alright, I'll just end this with Titan. It's just off. It's healing too quickly for Ellie to do anything more. There we go. Okay, at least we got another death blow. That's good. Let's see our progress toward any of the others. Okay. He's close to Tenbu. I forgot what Tenbu was. I think that's triangle, square, X. Either triangle, square, X, or square, triangle, X. Those are the only those are the last two he has to learn for the amount of AP he has right now. Titan's very close to Hawkeye. Freaking Beerus moment. Very close to Hawkeye. And she is pretty far. So. We'll get there with all the characters. Eventually, we'll get there. But for right now, I think I'm content with where I am with death blows at the moment. We have a gear dungeon coming up. Let's go inside the Goliath factory. I'll heal up. Have a survival tent. Is the stream lagging for anyone? Get Hawkeye? Not right now. Because I did notice on the game capture monitor that it seemed to be dropping frames. Was it lagging for anyone? Sorry if it was. Alright, so we are now inside the Goliath factory. This is a gear dungeon. We had 2 ground dungeons back to back in Nortune, so we finally get a gear dungeon now. And who this is? Hey, bro, went ahead and opened up the locks for you. What? The gear? No, don't worry about the details. I'm the information man. There's nothing out of my reach. But hey, there aren't any enemies, though. Something suspicious. Oh, yeah, you can change your party and even shop. Need anything? So we can put Rico in the party. It was. I'm sorry about that. Really sorry about that. Is it better now? It doesn't say it's lagging too much, so hopefully it's a little better now. We can put Rico in the party if we want. I'm not, because I don't like Rico and his gear. And we're not really gonna... You can't gain, like, Deathblow experience from fighting with gears, so... Not really any point to building him up. We can shop for our gears, though. So, Hammer was able to get in ahead of us. So, it's fine for the moment. Alright. We'll see what happens over time. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. So, Hammer was here ahead of us. If you remember last time, Hammer pulled Ellie aside, and they were kind of whispering, right? They were all acting all suspicious. I have this for Vierge. Okay, Vierge is already ahead, though. Okay, he could use that. Let's give him that new engine, and then I guess I'm not using Styre for a while. Going to customize the gears that we're using. Hammer sus. Okay, so it's never actually explained what Hammer, like, it's never explicitly said what Hammer and Ellie were talking about. But my theory, and the theory of a lot of the people in the fan base, is that, like, a big part of Hammer's personality is he wants to, like, prove himself constantly. He's constantly saying, "Hey, bro, look what I just found." He's kind of like, "Hey, bro, aren't I so useful? Aren't I the supplier? Aren't I so useful here?" Like, he has this kind of incessant need to prove himself, to prove that he is useful to us. It's kind of like an inferiority complex almost. He's like it's a big part of his personality. He's trying to prove himself. So I think my headcanon is that Ellie said she had already infiltrated the Goliath facility before, because this is where Kislev, fucking Veltal. This is where Veltal was, and she had raided it with the Gebor squadron in order to take Veltal. So my headcanon is that Hammer asked Ellie, he pulled Ellie aside and asked her how to get into the Goliath facility and how to get ahead of the party, so that he could be there and impress them with the fact that he was already in, and the fact that, like, he was waiting there with, like, parts and stuff to be able to fix up their gear, and it, like, impress the party when they got there, impress Faye and Saiton and Rico when they got to the facility. That's my headcanon. Because nothing else really makes sense. You don't really have much of a reason to be skeptical necessarily of Hammer right now. I mean, we know that Hammer... Go get him! I'll catch up with you later. We know that Hammer, like, you know, kind of, for all intents and purposes, used his kind of position as Faye's mechanic in the battling tournament to be able to be exonerated himself and to be able to leave D-Block himself. We know that much. But, to be honest, that's that's a fairly benign reason. I wouldn't really call him suspect because of that. I wouldn't really call him, like, a bad person because of that. I mean, he's just kind of... D-Block was a terrible place. He wanted to get out of D-Block, and he used his position as... He could be a mechanic for Faye, help Faye out, help Faye win the tournament, and get out himself. So, I don't know. Hammer's one of those characters that, like, he seems suspect, he seems suspicious, but in reality, all he's doing is really just kind of benign. Anyway, that's my headcanon. It may not be right, but they never explain it. They never give any other explanation for what Hammer and Ellie were talking about. So that's what I think. Asking Ellie how to get in, how to sneak into the Goliath facility and surprise the party, impress them. Hammer's going to betray anyone good. All right, so we have some battles. I have a gear dungeon. And gear dungeons are as per usual. Load up your attack power and do gear death blows. Now we have Vierge, though. And it's been a little while since we've had Heimdall with us, too. I like Hammer. I like Hammer, too. I think Hammer does get kind of a bad rap within the community. For somewhat good reason. There are moments with him later that aren't so good. He's kind of just... The best way I can describe him is he's like the Juju of Xenogears. Kind of just gets a bad rap from the community because of his personality, but not much else. But you know, I think he's got this like. There's an endearing quality to him, like the way he's like, look at what I did. Look what like I don't know. I think there's something relatable in all of us, just like that obsessive. At least for me, it's very relatable for me. That obsessive need to prove yourself. Those kind of insecurities. My gosh, Ellie's gear also has a also has a rod of swords. Yeah, she uses a rod on the ground, so she also uses a rod there. We have some new gear enemies here. I don't usually take too much note of the new enemy types we encounter, but if you get the Perfect Works lore book, every enemy in Xenogears has its own little bestiary entry in there. These are Neo Musha Mark 100s. Kislev gears. All the Musha models in general are Kislev make or Kislev make gears. As we encountered back in Lahan, the gears that had crash landed in Lahan, they were Musha Mark 70s. So Musha Mark seemed to be Kislev gears, and we know that was a Kislev squadron that landed in Lahan. They were chasing after Ellie's squadron, trying to get Veltop out. Mark 100, yeah, Mark 100. Anything over here? No. There are several of these kind of hallways in this dungeon, like straight linear hallways with fights over and over. See the gold nugget, and the scripted fights. Not really much exciting to them, just fighting. These are called H-arquebuses. Referencing the arquebus guns. Maybe it's harquebuses. I know in real life, like there's old style guns called arquebusiers. Old style French gun. I don't know. Either H arquebus or harquebus. One of the two. How many of those Musha gears have been upgraded to get to Mark 100? I'm not sure. I think as far as I know of the enemy types in this game, because I read over the Perfect Works bestiary before I started this playthrough, and I think there's only there's a Musha Mark 70, Musha Mark 100. I think later on there's Musha Mark 140. So kind of random. Skipped a bunch between there, but I don't know. It seems like from everything we've heard, the excavation of the gears is kind of a recent thing in this world. Like, the Abe and Kislev have not always used gears for combat. It's kind of been a recent thing. The Ethos has been helping the countries excavate gears from the ruins. And all the ruins, as we've heard, seem to date back 500 years ago. So something happened 500 years ago, perhaps. Maybe something to keep in mind. Some history to this world. Quite a lot of history to this world, in fact. Getting level ups a lot. Oh, yeah. These are the ones on the bottom are mechanics. want to keep those alive, they can fix up your gear in the middle of battle. So we're gonna charge, let them fix up our gears. Oh no, these are the ones I was thinking about. Okay, no, these fix up the enemy gears. That's right. Okay, there's a different mechanic, enemy type later on in the game that fixes up your gears. Yeah, okay, I am thinking of this. Never mind. Okay, flip-flopping. I know, but I think there's one type of mechanic in this game that fixes up the enemy gears. This one fixes up your gears, or they may do both. I'm not sure. But they will fix up your gears. I want to keep them alive for that reason. Sure, try to fix up Ellie's gear if you can. Not like I can really have a choice. We're just gonna keep fixing up FaZe. Man, they don't care about anyone else. Ah, fine. I'll be alright. It just takes a lot of fuel to, we finally have a way to recover gear HP. It just takes a lot of fuel to do that. It's worth saving our fuel. Safe one here? An enemy. Safe one with a trap. The enemy type? What are these called? Let's see when they attack. Oh, come on, Ellie. Hatamoto, Mark III. There was a Hatamoto type gear in the battling tournament as well. There was both a Musha and a Hatamoto type gear that we fought at different points in the battling tournament. So, those are like Kislev brands, effectively. It may have something to do with the weapon they use. The Hatamotos use spears. The Mushas use guns. Like arm guns. Delibird. The NGs throw their wrenches at a gear and it can heal or deal 1 damage. Oh yeah, okay. Well, all ground type enemies will always do only 1 damage to gear type enemies. That's why I wanted to find gear type enemies out in the overworld, because that means our ground type enemies, our ground type allies will only be able to do 1 damage, so we can build up death blows from them. We finally have attack level 3. Titan has gained enough death blows that we really can have an attack level 3. Here's Hawkeye. Or never mind. Just the attack killed him. Fork in the road. Chest down here. Yep. Of course. What did you expect? What happened? It was too fast. Let's show off some of the new gear death blows we've learned. I think we have new ones on basically everyone. I know we have new ones we haven't shown on like the airs because we haven't gotten to use them. Here's Hard Smash. I think we may have already done that one. Charge up his one more. Probably have, you know what, might as well just kill it. These Harky buses don't have much HP. Not the best to show off gear death blows. You have to spend so many attacks with gears building up your death blow before you can actually do it. No 2-cylinder. What does that do? It's probably one of those like status attack blockers. Status effect blockers, sorry. 2-cylinder. Increases agility and water. Okay. We do actually have some water battles coming up, but it'll be a little while. Not in this dungeon, at least. Got some more mechanics in this battle. Yeah, they can heal both. Okay. I thought so. You know what, Ellie? Burn them all to the ground. Sure, that is both of them. Yeah, so Ellie's Ether Machine attacks, she has attacks that deal damage to only one enemy, and then some like that can do like area of effect. I believe that's a new gear death move. Okay. How's my audio? Oh, okay, we have this part. Sounds fine to me? Good. So you're right on this conveyor belt. We can't beat the conveyor belt. We gotta go the other way. Gotta find some way we can switch the direction. And there's blocks that block off that way. So. Gotta go down here. She has ether attacks for each of the 4 elements. Oh, yeah. So, ether never misses, but it does have an additional stat, particularly for the ether machine, called response. Which response does a couple of other things for even like non-ether machines, or non-ether machine attacks. That will, but for ether attacks at least, it determines how often they succeed. Sometimes ether attacks will do only like a third or a fourth of the damage, and they'll fail. So it's something to keep in mind. Ether attacks will never miss, but they can fail. Actually, no, I take that back. They can miss, but and they can also fail. They can't be blocked, is what I meant to say. They can't be blocked like physical attacks, but they can fail. Which does effectively the same thing as blocking because it does a fraction of the damage. We have to go down onto the ground to be able to pick up this chest. Okay, we gotta find what to do now. Oh, okay, I see. Switch here. Oh, I bet too many times. Keep in mind, the audio I hear is always delayed, so I didn't hear that I had actually switched until I just kept pressing it. I'm hearing the audio through the stream, not the game itself. Or rather through the capture, not the stream. So now we can go this way. Okay, there's another conveyor belt. There's a switch here. Never understood why the gears move like they do. Like whenever they're not attacking, they like bob up and down. It's as if they're breathing. It's kind of weird. Okay, wait, what does that do? What does that do? There's a little switch here. Oh. It was a trap. Or it did something and just released it. Some sort of emergency defense mechanism. Look at Ellie's gear, for instance. Look at Vierge. Look how it's like bobs up and down. Or Veltal. Heimdall doesn't do it quite as much, but like Veltal and Vierge like both bob up and down when they're not attacking. It looks so weird to me. Or maybe it doesn't look weird, I just don't understand why it happens. Oof. It's a JRPG. Yep, that's about the extent of it. The best answer you could give. Okay, so what did that do? Can we, nope. Okay. So these shoots don't do anything. Something... I have a feeling there's another, like, round chest we can get. No, maybe not behind. Okay, I'm thinking maybe under the conveyor belt. Okay. So we still gotta switch the conveyor belt. That does the trick. Vierge needs to heal. Boss may be coming up. Oh, it's a gear option, okay. The air needs to heal. See how much fuel it's taking each time? It's a very costly thing to do. Okay, what room is this? This is one of the first hallways we fought in. It was going above that. Yeah, we're getting close to the boss. Okay. One more conveyor belt we need to switch. Is that it? Nothing in these chutes? Man, what a boring dungeon.